For the past 6 months, I've been fortunate enough to use the iPhone 14 Pro. This has been my main device since it was launched last year in September. There was a lot to look forward to, including the first major design change to the front display since the iPhone X, the Dynamic Island, a new camera system, the always-on display, and other exciting features. I still believe it has the best looking design out of any phones released in the last 6 months. The building quality is outstanding and it doesn't seem to scratch easily. Even though it looks like the previous generations, this is not a bad thing, as Apple tends to do this for 3 years in a row. The main noticeable difference is the camera bump, which increased in size a little bit. In terms of durability, the stainless steel material generally holds up well, despite being prone to fingerprint marks. However, if examined closely under direct sunlight, these scratches may become more visible. As for the glass, it offers good protection without the need for a screen protector. In my case, to ensure maximum protection, I chose to apply a tempered glass on the screen just in case. The ceramic shield on the iPhone 14 Pro is much better than its predecessors. The sapphire camera lenses have held up well with no bumps or scratches, except for some around the bezels. I'm using the leather protective case from Apple with raised bezels around the cameras and display to help me prevent such damages. The iPhone 14 Pro has a very good battery efficiency. It can easily last a day with typical use, even with its 6.1-inch OLED display that offers Full HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate, with ProMotion technology and always-on display. The Super Retina XDR display is amazing, making it a pleasure to consume content, play games and watch videos. This year a noteworthy aspect is pulse width modulation, PWM, which effectively regulates brightness without causing strains to the eyes. You can't really see the flicker even at 240 frames per second, which means it's easier on the eyes and won't bother people that are sensitive to PWM, which is about 1 in 10 people. One of the other benefits that won me over was the outdoor brightness, which can go up to 2000 nits peak brightness, a level that only a few phones can match, plus HDR support. If you are in an extremely bright environment, the phone screen will remain bright for a short time, but it may reduce its brightness level if the phone starts to overheat. This will depend on the ambient temperature outside, which can vary. However, in my experience, I have not encountered any problems with the screen's brightness. It stays bright enough for a sufficient amount of time for me to use the phone. The iPhone finally has an always-on display. They had some issues in the beginning with customers complaining about the always-on draining the battery, but since then Apple has addressed the issue. You can now choose to have a minimal always-on display like Samsung has, or have a wallpaper and more rich notifications, or even turn it off. The Dynamic Island, which is arguably the most discussed new addition to the iPhone 14 Pro, has transformed the static notch on the front-facing camera module into a useful source of information, altering the phone's overall experience. Gone are the days of annoying pop-up alerts obstructing the display. The Dynamic Island now displays low power alerts and other notifications. You can monitor the charging status, AirPods connectivity, AirDrop file downloads, and more without having to open Control Center. Moreover, live activities such as timer scores and Uber Eats orders are visible on the Dynamic Island. The Now Playing Music user interface is also convenient, allowing you to control it with fewer taps than accessing Control Center. It's more of a playful notification area that's really nice. Now let's discuss the iPhone 14 Pro's standout feature, its cameras. The device boasts a 48 megapixels main camera, as well as a telephoto and ultra-wide lenses. Additionally, the camera app has been updated to include new features like cinematic mode, which provides a depth of field effect in both 4K and 1080p at 30 frames per second. Action mode, on the other hand, provides excellent stabilization for movement-heavy shots. The phone also includes a slow-motion video feature, and while it does not shoot in 8K, the 4K video quality is impressive. The phone's photos are also remarkable, especially in low light conditions, and the device excels at capturing skin tones and color saturation. Overall, the iPhone 14 Pro's camera is a worthy successor to its predecessors. This was my 6 months later review for the iPhone 14 Pro. Please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching.